So I wanted to show you how to play this game because it's not obvious or intuitive, um, and and how to record these ideas. So I have a virtual deck here, and I'm going to play a multiplayer game, but I'm going to have you guys see all the cards. So first, we can deal a card to each player. We'll pretend there's four, and I'll just show you my hand. So this will be me, and then we'll play each player. But okay, so my first, and then so if we're thinking on my recording sheet, um, the very first thing it asks is, what is the score of your current hand? So currently my score is an ace, a red is ace is 1, so a red ace is -1. So my hold on, let me see if I can get my pencil to work. And so we play this in 3 rounds so that way we can see if we're going to work towards the highest score is that first round, work towards the lowest score is the second round, and then we'll pick a target number. So if it's my turn and I want the highest score and I have this -8 or -1 red ace, then my choice might be to discard it. And so if I discard that ace, now that's what it says I chose to it says turn 1 I picked/discarded, so you can circle, right? I discarded the red ace. Oh, sorry. So where did my pencil go? Discarded red ace because, and even something as simple as I wanted a higher score. And so, right? And then it says the equation. And so your equation is going to be, well, you had -1 in your hand, and now you got rid of, you're taking it away, right? You're subtracting this -1. And so, literally, what's my hand now? Nothing, right? 0. I have no cards. But you can see, right? We know 0 is greater than -1. So my score went up by getting rid of this red ace. And then so we keep going around. So your whole turn is to draw or discard. So now this player 2, and I'll write player 1 down here and we'll put player 2 up here. Right? Player 2 has a +6, so their current score is 6. So they want to get the higher score. So maybe their choice, they don't want to pick up a red negative, right? And a red card because that's negative, but maybe their choice is going to be pick up this card, and we'll look at it. Ooh, right? Now they had 6, and now they added to their hand, right? They picked up a new card. So we're going to add this 10, and right? So their equation is 16. 6 plus 10 is 16. All right, cool. Let's check out player 3 over here. What do they have? Ooh, they have a red 9. So their current score is -9. So right, if we want the highest score, that's really low. So maybe their choice is going to be, you could, still pick up a new one and hope it's bigger, but you could also get rid of it and because now it's definitely going to be get bigger because you're getting rid of this -9. So say we chose to pick up a score. No, look at that. That's coincidence. So here we had -9, then we added a +9, right? Because now this is my score, and so I still have 0. So even if you got rid of the -9, then your score would be the same. That's pretty coincidental. All right, last one, player 4 down here. Oh, 4. Let's see what they have. They have a +2. And right, we can see each player's cards because I would just want to show you how the game works. But in a normal game, you wouldn't see each player's cards. So you wouldn't know what they have, what their scores are. And so player 4 had 2, got another 2. So their score is 4. So I'll do one more round to show you. So I have nothing, so I can't discard it, right? If I'm player 1. So I'm going to pick a new card. And now, right, so I had nothing, and now I add a jack, which is 11. And so, right, my current, can continue to fill out the chart. I'm just doing the equation part here. And then so I have 11. And so this was turn 1. Right, this was turn 1. This is turn 2. So player 2 is doing great. They have turn 1, turn 2. We're going to keep going. They want to pick more, right? They don't want to get rid of anything. They don't want their score to go down. Ooh, now they have a joker. I don't know if jokers are in here. Let's pretend we're not playing with jokers. But now, right, they had 16, and now they're sorry. They picked up this third card. Now they added to their hand. What did they add? Is 7 a red 7? Is that positive or negative? Oh, this is negative. So 16 plus a negative 7. Now look at this. Even though they added this, this card to their hand, what happened to their score? Oh yeah, because it's negative, it actually made their score go down. And so this is kind of how we play the game. We'll check it out with player 3. And now, so player 3 can pick up another card, but they're already at 0. And they're like, I don't want this negative in my hand, so I'm going to get rid of it. So now, so maybe this was their first turn, their second turn. Now they had 0, and they got rid of that negative 9. And so what is their score right now? Whether you know what these symbols mean or not, and you know the shortcuts, right? We're going to start explaining the shortcuts. That's not not the point. But what is their score, right? I got rid of, that's subtraction, right? I discarded that red 9, and I should color code that, right? Make that red. Oh, look at that. It's a positive 9. So we're going to see how and why these shortcuts work. So that's their second turn. And now let's go to player 4. Oh, so they had a 4. They didn't want to get rid of these because it would decrease their score. So they picked up, so on their turn, they just picked up, right? It's not a pick up and draw. So they had 4, but now they picked up. So they added to their score. And what did they add? Ooh, they added a negative 8. So what is their current score now? Yeah, negative 4. And so, we keep going for 5 whole rounds, and we'll see who has the highest score. So I have 11. I don't want to get rid of this because it'll make my score go down. So let me pick up a card for player 1. Oh, but of course, my third, right? I had 11, and now I picked up, so I add to my score, but I added a negative 6. So now my score did go down to a 5. Player 2. Oh, right. Maybe their choice, because they have this 7, and this could be, right? This could be a red. We don't know what it is. So maybe their choice is, I just want to get rid of that 7. So on my third turn, if I'm player 2, I had 9. Now I want to take away, right? I want to discard that negative 7. And now that brings me back to that positive 16, right? Now, and even, we don't know the scores of other people's hands, but 16 is pretty high. So now, and you can see they're doing better than everybody else. Okay, player 3, a black 9 is the only thing in their hand. They don't want to pick up a red 7, but they don't want to get rid of the 9 because then they'll be left with 0. So they'll probably pick up whatever's on top, and then we'll see. Oh man, a red queen. So their third turn, they had positive 9, and now they just added the queen, and a queen is worth 12. So now it's a red queen. So now that's negative 12. So now their score is down, right? Again, down to negative 3. All right, player 4. And maybe we'll just do it the best out of 3 rounds. We have negative 4 in our hand. Well, I know if this is the last round, I want to get the highest score. Maybe I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to get rid of that red 8. So I had negative 4. Now I'm going to subtract my negative 8. And now I see, I'm left with, right? Even if you don't know what this is, computationally off the top of your head, literally just look what's in your hand. What is this score? 2 plus 2, right? They're both black. That's just a positive 4. Right. So that's what we're going to use this game to do, is help us to make sense of these shortcuts that we've learned. And And then we're going to use the mathematical symbols to represent, or technically it's creating a mathematical model of like the situation of what actually happened. So I know in our game, it says what's your current score after 5 rounds? I just did 3 rounds, playing all 4 players, and you can play by yourself too, if you want, kind of simulate this. So if we had more rounds, we might see like, ooh, player 1 might want to get rid of this red card, right? Bring us back to 11. If this is where the game ended, who would be the winner, right? Who has the highest score? I see 2 black cards, 16. Oh, right. 9 and we know that their player 3 scores at this -3. Player 4 scores only at a +4. Player 1 scores only at a +5. So player 2 would be the winner if we ended after 3 rounds. Sorry, this is supposed to be a 1 here. If you wanted to keep going, you can stop the video now. We can keep going all 2 more rounds, and we'll see where we end up. So I'm gonna, as player 1, my best guess is to get rid of that. So I had 5, and now I took away this -6, and now I'm left with, right, again, what's in my hand? Just this jack, so just 11. My 4th, right, I have these 2 positive cards, so I want to probably add more, and hopefully it's black so I can keep getting a higher score, but of course not, it's a red. But I have 16 and I added, luckily ace is only a 1, so now I'm only at 15. Here we go. I'm at -3. The likeliness that I'm going to get more than that is low, so I'm just going to get rid of this queen, right? So 4, I had -3. Now I'm going to get rid of this -12. And that's going to bring me back, right? Even if you don't know all of these rules, we're not working on the rules. We're working on the sense making first. So even if you don't know what this is, just look at your hand. What literally is your score right here, right? You know that that's 9. And then we'll make sense of what's happening here. I'm running out of room for player 4. So we'll put, can I fit it in here? What happened? Here we go. On my 4th round. Right. Again, if I got rid of any of ththese cards, my score is going to decrease. So I'm hoping that if I pick one, it's going to be black. Ooh, yeah. Right. So now I have a +2, +2. So now I have, right, my current score was 4, and now I added an 8. Now I'm back up to 12. Nice. Back to player 1, their turn. If I got rid of this, right, my only moves are to draw or discard. So if I got rid of my 11, I would then be back to 0. So in this case, I'd want to draw, and I could pick up any of these, right? So like in round 3, when you're trying to get to your target number, but right now I don't want to pick up a red because I want the highest score. Yes. So now a black. So I had 11 and I added, right? I added a card to my hand. I added this +10, and now I'm at 21, and that's my 5th and final turn. So, right, or if you like blackjack, right? Player 2. Oh, okay. So player 2 has some choices. Luckily, you're right, their only red card is only -1. The likeliness that this card is greater than 1, right, great, is anything other than an ace is high, but is it going to be a red card, right? So this is what I love card games, right? We're thinking about that probability. If we don't know, we can, right, if you're playing it safe, I probably would just discard this one and keep me back at 16. Because again, we don't know that player 1 has this 21. If you do, maybe you want to just take a gamble. I'm going to bet that this is a black card and greater than 1. Nope, bad gamble. So I had 15, but now I just added my king is the highest one at 13, right? Yep. So now I'm going to add -13 to my score. And how the mighty have fallen. I started at 16, but now my score is only at 2, right? Because I added this 13 here. If I would have just got rid of that ace, I would have been back up to 16. But I guess either way, player 2 still wasn't going to win. And then lastly, last turn for player 3. I have 9 again. If I get rid of this 9, then I'm going to go to 0. I want highest score. So I'm going to draw. and I got a jack. Nice. So I got 9 plus 11, right? A blackjack is worth 11. So my score for player 3 is 20. And then last round for player 4. Again, if I got rid of any of these black cards, it would lessen my score. So I'm going to try to add something to my score. Hope it's a black, but no. But I had 12 plus a -4. And now that brought me back down to 8. So if we look at my 4 players, right, player 1 ended with 21, player 2 ended the round, right, all 5 rounds with 2, player 3 ended with 20, and player 4 ended with 8. So player 1 was by the winner. If you say if you wanted to play one more round, I bet you player 2 would start getting rid of these negatives to bring their score back up. And that's really what we want to start making sense of. Why is this action of getting rid of negatives make our score go up? And how does that help us with the shortcuts that we know? Because we want to make sense of those shortcuts before we jump to any shortcuts.